I think that the digital space in Nigeria has really evolved over the years, and we've been a player in that space for the last 13 years. And when the reason why we even started Futuresoft was to put African businesses on the map. And if you know a little bit about our history, we actually started as a web development company and a hosting company. So we used to just sell hosting and help people basically develop their websites. And that was to ensure that they could sort of start having a digital footprint so that they would be found on Google. And then we sort of from there extended our services into becoming a full service digital agency at some point over the years, right? And I think the same way that the company has evolved is the same way that digital and sort of the requirement and the need for those services has evolved as well. If I think back 6-7 years, and sort of told people, okay, we can help you manage your social media, they're like, no, that's a waste of my money. Why would I want to do that, right? And there were very few brands that were like, okay, Nkem, I trust you. If you say this is what we should be doing, then let's do it. And those brands are still reaping the benefits of, sort of investing into their digital presence really early and investing into their social media presence at that stage. And I think that there is still a really big, sort of opportunity for anyone who works in digital marketing or just digital solutions in Nigeria, because there's still so much work that needs to be done when we sort of look at some of the solutions and sort of marketing campaigns that are being created, sort of on a global level. I think that there are a lot of innovative, sort of solutions that we've seen in the local market, but, there's always room for improvement. I also think that the consumers are very different, which means that the adoption of technology and of digital is a bit slower in some areas and then much faster in other areas, which means that there's been a lot of sort of having to figure it out. So, when you say, okay, what trends are you seeing? These trends are similar to the global trends, but sometimes completely different, where, you have to approach your segment very differently simply because maybe the level of, knowledge around digital technology is either lower, or the expectations of what a solution should do are much higher than in other places. So if we look at the fintech industry, for example, right, I think there many applications that we've seen emerge out of emerging markets like Nigeria that are much more advanced than what you see in Europe or in the US. And the reason for that is because we're a mobile first economy, and we're sort of looking at what can we do on the mobile phone before we look at any other medium, right? And that changes consumer behavior in ways that is so fast and so rapid and so permanent as well. And I think that that's really where sort of the beauty and the exciting part of my work is, sort of being able to create services and solutions for the African consumer and ensuring that African brands are able to position both locally as well as globally, and ensuring that they are able to attract the stakeholders that are important for them, which are sort of customers, partners, any type of suppliers, maybe sort of subcontractors and vendors, both again locally, Pan-African and globally. And this is sort of, it makes me really happy, because that's really what I sort of started doing 13 years ago. It was all to put businesses on the map and ensure that they can get benefits from having an online presence, right? So I'm really excited to sort of see where the future takes us on this journey, but it's definitely been a very exciting 13 years, just looking at the sort of change that and the evolution that the digital sector has gone through. And I think COVID, the COVID pandemic has accelerated this even more, where every single brand now is thinking about how do we harness the power of digital to engage our consumers, to ensure that our consumers can buy our products, or that we can educate our consumers or create brand awareness. So there are many different reasons why a brand would be, sort of go online. But I think now the coin has dropped for everyone, and everyone is really ready to take on that journey, which is really exciting, because there were many brands who were still, sort of very traditional, but now I think everyone is on that digital bandwagon. So I think we're going to see very exciting things in the next few years.